Nityananda. With all auspicious blessings of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda, I welcome all of you to this video. So in this video, we have had many questions from viewers asking about how do we live our life powerfully. So the thing is, the situation that we face in our life on a day-to-day basis, or even, for example, if we have a reflection of our life that has been thus far, it is always having a strong smell of suffering, pain. It's more of like negativity that we don't want to look at. Now, we usually experience life actually as a series of problems, and to which we find solutions. Like even from time we've been growing up, we cognize life itself as a series of problems to which we've been finding solutions, and more often the solutions themselves end up bringing up new problems to us, and this has been the vicious cycle. Now the question is there a way to live life powerfully that removes the friction that we experience in life, and also putting us in a path to live life powerfully with grace and ease? Like for example, if you see Swamiji, if you take Swamiji for an example, just if you have had the fortune of seeing Swamiji either making an aushada or performing a homa, or you have seen Swamiji physically when he's not taking classes, Swamiji's, the way he is itself is, we are very inspired just by that, by seeing how gracefully, beautifully and with ease everything is around him, and we also perceive life very beautifully in that way at the same time. So Swamiji very beautifully shared 4 steps to living life powerfully. The first step is deciding to live. Now when I came across these 4 points, I was actually very curious about this being the first step that Swamiji is saying for us to live life powerfully. I was like, come on, we are living, so what is this? But when I went on reading, I found out that Swamiji continues saying, whatever you think as life, go on deciding for it. And this created a lot of curiosity in me. I was thinking, deciding for life, deciding to live, it means. And he's saying, so and then I came to a realization that yes, in our life, in our day-to-day life, as how we live in a society, whenever we are faced with any problem, or we are faced with a dilemma, or anything at all for that matter, the decisions that we make, the cognitions we arrive to, the kind of emotional trauma that we go through, or even that affects including our neurological system, our nervous system, when we are constantly pickled in that kind of a vicious cycle of whenever we face a problem, it's always the world is over. That is literally the equivalent, the meaning of what we go through, literally inside and outside. Anything could happen to our life outside, but time and again we always come to the same conclusion, which is the world is over, everything is gone, everything is gone, everything is gone. So that actually gave me a very good click, and this is the first step that Swami is recommending, the Swami is saying, which is deciding to live. So whatever you think is life, go on deciding for it. For example, if you are running a business, and if that is life for you, then go on deciding for it without any fear, greed, dilemma, confusion, whatever. Just go on deciding for it. When we keep on continuously deciding for what we think as life, naturally unnecessary depression, and we will see life in a very empowering way, and when that happens, life itself responds to us, empowering us to walk the path of life in a very powerful way. So that's the first step that Swamiji said. Now the second step is be clear about what inspires you. That is the second step. So the first thing is, like, definitely you would know what are your passion, what interests you, what excites you, what inspires you. It could be even every day having a chat with your colleague or your business partner, or even reading a particular book, or going somewhere, or even doing puja for a few minutes in the morning, or having that time in the morning just for yourself and for nothing else. Whatever it is that inspires you, oftentimes the action that we're looking at, the kind of life that we're looking at, the inspiration we get from is completely sometimes from two different it does not sometimes have a logical connection. Like for example, just by the things that inspire us, just by probably having a walk in the park every morning, or getting up early in the morning and doing yoga, or reading a book sometime in the day, or even reading any particular article, or just going here, going there, whatever it is that keeps you inspired 24 hours, that gives you a lot of passion for life, that literally keeps you always in that excited space. Be clear about it. You have to be clear about it. Only when you're clear about that, actually nothing and nobody can exploit you. And first of all, the idea of exploitation is, it's not that people are out there to exploit you, rather because of these gray areas, these kinds of blind spots in you that are not being addressed by you, therefore life reflects outside as being exploited. You feel being exploited. When you are very clear in and out, you're clear what inspires you, what is your passion, what excites you. It could change, but you know what is inspiring you at this moment, what is not inspiring you. It could change, it's completely fine. But when that happens, be very clear. There is no gray area in you, there is no blind spot in you. You cannot cheat anybody, and you will not be cheated. Now that is the second step. And the third step, take responsibility for making it happen in your life. Now, when you're deciding for life, means whatever it is that you call as life, and also you're very clear with what inspires you, what is your passion, what excites you, and all of those things, taking responsibility for it and making it happen in your life. Naturally, when you go through step 1 and you go through step 2, naturally the third step will be a very easy, non-stressful. It doesn't seem like that is something that you have to do. It becomes a natural expression. For example, if cooking is what you consider as life, probably in the catering business or in the restaurant business, cooking is probably what you think as life, and that probably excites you. Naturally, going to the kitchen and cook, no matter what, when you open the fridge, you know what is there, and when your brain is sorting out of what is the menu for today, it actually means you're taking responsibility, and it happens very naturally, very easily, where you do not recognize that you have to do something. I hope you understand. And going ahead and taking that responsibility that you are seeing for your life. Now the last step is, do not miss an opportunity when life presents an expansion. Now, when you're going ahead with what you call as life, whatever it is it could be, when you're going ahead and living life in your day-to-day life and all of that, you may come across various situations that could shows you that, hey, come on, it's time to expand from this, it's time to have a cognitive shift. Maybe, for example, from having only a mediocre mom shop, pop shop business, there is something that has come that makes you realize that, hey, come on, now it's time to expand, it's time to do it differently. Or for example, in the whole of business, you are not very keen about marketing, for example, you're not keen about marketing your product, for example. But there comes a situation in life where you see that because of lack of marketing, the business did not come very well. Naturally, we always tend to see as a problem. We tend to, first of all, become depressed, incomplete, feeling guilty, feeling tortured by the whole situation. But if we go through the first step, which is deciding for life, the second step, which is being clear about what inspires you, and the third step, which is taking responsibility for making it happen in your life, naturally, when you're going through living this as a natural way of living life, as a fundamental cognition, the fourth thing, like I said, should something happen, your first response in life will not be withdrawing back into guilt or suffering or pain or anger, but seeing it as an opportunity where you have missed. We all will probably consciously know we have missed this part, but when we are going through these three phases powerfully, authentically, with integrity, the fourth incident, the fourth step will become a very natural flow of life. Now, the thing that Swamiji wants to emphasize in this fourth step, which is do not miss an opportunity when life presents you an expansion. Like I was saying, if you come up with something, should something happen, or should something happen that you're not really fond of, that you're not really pleased about, instead of taking the first cognition of something wrong is happening, it shouldn't have happened this way, instead of going into that spiral down cycle of negative cognition, negative emotion, negative fluctuation, it will naturally inspire you to see that, hey, this is where I missed. We have still life to live. When we have still life to live, and this is my life, and I have seen what is the problem, so I'm moving forward, I'm correcting it, I'm taking it forward, I'm expanding from here. Naturally, like Swamiji said, it's not like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This whole 4 steps are actually intertwined, they are actually overlapped. When in the 4th step you come across something, a situation in your life, you will naturally understand or take a different cognition altogether, because you are operating from the fundamental truth of life, which is deciding to live. Only because we always see life as something very short. And why we always cognize it, why we always experience that, is because whenever we face any problem, the first response that we give to life is anger, guilt, suffering, feeling tortured, and all of those negative things. Naturally, when you experience that, it is like the world is over, everything else over, everything is gone. Like, it reduces even your breath level, which is why you feel even life is short. But when you decide to live life, when you decide to live, even the depth of your breath will increase. And when you hit any situation in life, naturally, from the fundamental cognition of, because I've decided to live, this is not really meaning that the world is over, it is just something I have not been seeing, it's time to take an authentic step. So this is the 4 steps that Swamiji have shared with all of us, which is on how to live life powerfully with grace and ease. If we just think through these 4 steps, you will see there will be a lot of grace, ease, and there is no blind spots, gray area, nothing of any that sort. So do try it out and let me know your experiences with this. And if you have any questions or anything you would like to share, your inputs, please do leave comments below. And what I wanted to share, another thing is, this is just a video. You have an opportunity of actually learning the science of manifesting your reality. See, even till in the end, whatever said and done, we actually are still living until now, because we have a life that we want to manifest. We have something that we have been really aspired to achieve, that we want to be. It can be something external, like achieving abundance, fortune, or even good health or whatever, or even from inside peace or manifesting powers. So there's an opportunity where you can directly learn the science of manifesting your reality, whatever it is. There's a program called Kalpataru. It's a free program. It's available in most of the Indian languages and English. So it's Tamil, English, Kannada, Telugu, Hindi and Malayalam. And we are also having it in Malaysia. So if you are from Malaysia, we actually host it in different locations across Malaysia. And also, if you're not watching from Malaysia, if you're not a Malaysian, we have the opportunity of joining from the comfort of your own home. So you can join online from home. This is also applicable to Malaysians. So do let us know your thoughts, and if you want to register for the Kalpataru program, it's a free program. It's from 1 p.m. Malaysian time to, it runs to about midnight. And the best part about this program is, at the end of the program, you get to have the darshan of Swamiji himself, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda, where either you join physically at Bengaluru Adinam, where you can see Swamiji directly physically and receive his darshan, and you can request a boon that you want to have in your life. And as far as the two-way video conferencing cities are concerned, Swamiji will be coming through to a video conferencing, and he will be going through each and every city, and his eyesight will also fall on yours. So whatever good that has to happen, it will happen through the program called Kalpataru. So if you want to know more, you're residing in Malaysia and you want to know more about the program, or you want to register, it's happening every Sunday at the time I mentioned. So for the online timings, it's quite different because there's an Indian Standard Time. So if you want to know more, do leave comments below, or you can call 010-461-4937. And there's another number and registration links, all will be in the description. Do not miss it. Thank you so much, Nityanandam.